Do you ever wonder how much time you really have left after turning 70? At this stage in life, every day starts to feel more precious, and for good reason. The years seem to pass faster, and the value of health, connection, and purpose becomes clearer than ever. The truth is, your body is already giving you subtle signals that can hint at how long you might live. You just have to know what to look for. These signs can be as obvious as your ability to walk steadily, or as hidden as how long it takes you to recover from an illness. They're not just coincidences, they're clues. Some people in their 70s seem to defy aging. They're sharp-minded, physically strong, and socially engaged. They live with curiosity and move with ease. Others may begin to struggle. Their steps become slower, their conversations shorter, and their energy thinner. Some withdraw without realizing it, letting the world around them get smaller as time passes. What makes the difference? It often comes down to a handful of powerful, yet often overlooked signs, indicators that reveal not only how you're aging, but how your future may unfold. These signs are backed by science and real-life stories. They're not predictions carved in stone. They're invitations, opportunities to reflect, adjust, and improve. In this guide, we'll explore 10 of these signs, rooted in observation and real-life examples from people just like you. Each one is a window into your future health. More importantly, each one is something you can work on, starting now. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to reverse time. You just need to be aware and willing. Because often the difference between someone who thrives in their 70s and someone who declines is not luck. It's attention, intention, and a few small, consistent choices. So stay with us until the end. You may recognize more than one of these signs in yourself or in someone you care about. But don't panic. Knowledge is power. And recognizing just one of these signs might be the spark that helps you not only add more years to your life, but more life to your years. The first sign, your walking speed. How fast you walk might seem like a small thing, but it's actually one of the most powerful predictors of longevity. Studies have shown that seniors who maintain a steady, brisk walking pace tend to live longer than those who slow down significantly. Why? Because walking speed reflects much more than just leg movement. It tells a story about your heart, your lungs, your muscles, your nervous system, and even your mental clarity. Let's look at two friends, Joe and Frank, both 75. Joe walks every morning, rain or shine. He moves with purpose, crossing streets with confidence and climbing stairs without hesitation. He's not racing, but he's consistent. His body works in harmony. His balance is good, his breathing is steady, and his mind is alert. Frank, on the other hand, has started to slow down. He used to keep pace, but now he hesitates before stepping off curbs. He takes more breaks when walking to the mailbox. His gait has turned into a shuffle and become unsteady. What once was a natural, effortless movement has turned into something that looks labored, each step slightly uncertain, his posture more hunched, his eyes scanning the ground with caution. It's not just about tired legs. It's his body sounding an alarm. His muscles aren't firing the way they used to. His coordination is slipping. The smooth link between brain signals and physical movement is breaking down. And that breakdown, subtle as it may seem, carries serious consequences. A decline in walking speed, especially when accompanied by poor balance or hesitation, is one of the clearest red flags for fall risk. And falls in your 70s or beyond aren't just minor accidents. They can be life-altering. A fractured hip, a broken wrist, a cracked rib. These aren't just painful. They often lead to hospitalization, long recovery times, and in many cases, a permanent loss of independence. Frank doesn't realize it yet, but his slowed steps are a preview of what could happen next. The body that once protected him is now more fragile. The muscles that used to catch his weight during a stumble are thinner. The reflexes that once helped him regain balance are slower. Every shaky step increases his chances of a serious injury. And after a certain age, the statistics become sobering. Many older adults who suffer a fall never fully recover their previous level of mobility or confidence. That's why walking speed isn't just about pace. It's about protection. It's about the ability to move safely through life. For Frank, regaining strength, improving coordination, and rebuilding resilience could mean the difference between aging in control or living in constant fear of falling. The good news? The body is adaptable. Even in your 70s or 80s, it can regain strength and stability with the right attention. But the first step is awareness. Recognizing what those slow, hesitant steps are really saying and doing something about it before it's too late. Walking speed is a mirror of your overall health. It shows how well your body is aging on the inside. The good news, you can improve it. If you've noticed yourself slowing down, don't just accept it, fight it. Start by walking a little more each day. Take the stairs when you can. Do leg strengthening exercises. Even 10 extra minutes of walking a day can build endurance and strengthen your heart. Because the pace at which you move through life really can reflect how long and how well you'll keep moving forward. The second sign is your grip strength. It might surprise you, but the strength of your handshake can say a lot about your longevity. In fact, researchers have found that grip strength is one of the most reliable predictors of vitality in older adults. Sometimes it even outperforms common health markers like body weight or blood pressure. But why does something as simple as grip strength matter so much? Because it's not just about your hands. Grip strength reflects your entire neuromuscular system, your coordination, your circulation, your muscle mass, and even your brain's ability to send signals efficiently. A weak grip can be the first noticeable sign of broader physical decline. Take Robert and Walter, both 78. Robert still has a firm, steady grip. He enjoys pruning the lemon tree in his backyard, carrying full grocery bags without effort, and opening jars without assistance. These everyday actions keep his hands strong, and they keep him engaged with life. Robert doesn't even think about these tasks. He just does them. Walter, however, has begun to struggle. He notices his hands get tired faster. Sometimes he avoids tasks that involve twisting or holding heavy objects. He recently stopped using his toolbox because the tools don't feel right in his grip anymore. What's happening is subtle, but it's significant. He's slowly losing strength in his hands, and that weakness is affecting his confidence and independence. For many older adults like Walter, arthritis plays a major role. Osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis can cause inflammation in the joints, stiffness in the fingers, and chronic pain that discourages movement. When your hands hurt, it's natural to avoid using them. But that avoidance leads to deconditioning and eventually to reduced grip strength. It becomes a cycle. Pain leads to inactivity, which leads to muscle loss, which makes every task harder, which leads to more avoidance. And slowly, without realizing it, you're doing less, lifting less, and reaching for help more often. Grip strength isn't just about holding onto objects. It's about holding onto control over your daily routine, your independence, and your ability to take care of yourself. And here's the critical part. Even if arthritis or injury has made gripping painful, there are still safe, effective ways to rebuild strength. You don't need to lift heavy weights or do intense workouts. You can start small. Use a soft therapy ball and squeeze it a few times each day. Try resistance bands or hand grippers with adjustable tension. If arthritis is a factor, try warm water hand exercises or work with a physical therapist who specializes in joint care. Gentle motion increases blood flow, which helps reduce stiffness and inflammation. Over time, even small improvements in grip strength can make a big difference in your quality of life. A strong grip lets you carry your own groceries. It lets you open your own medicine bottles. It lets you hold hands with someone without flinching from pain. And most of all, it sends a powerful message to your body and your brain. I'm still strong. I'm still capable. I'm still here. So test your grip today. Shake someone's hand. Open that stubborn jar. Notice how your hands feel. And if you sense weakness or fatigue, don't ignore it. Start with one small step, because your hands, just like your health, are worth holding on to. The third sign is your balance. Your ability to stand on one leg for 10 seconds might seem like a simple exercise, or even a silly challenge. But in the world of health and longevity, it's a serious indicator of how well your body is aging. Balance isn't just about grace or posture. It's the result of complex coordination between your brain, muscles, joints, and inner ear. When your balance starts to deteriorate, it doesn't just make movement awkward, it increases your risk of falling. And after the age of 70, a fall is never just a fall. It can be life-changing. Let's look at two women, Carol and Nancy, both in their early 70s. Carol practices yoga a few times a week. She walks daily and challenges herself with little routines like brushing her teeth while standing on one foot. When she lifts her leg, she stays steady. Her core is strong, her nervous system sharp, and her reflexes intact. Nancy, by contrast, never paid much attention to balance. When she tries to stand on one foot, she immediately starts tipping over. She uses walls and countertops for support around the house, and stairs have become a source of anxiety. Last year, she tripped over a rug and barely caught herself. That moment shook her confidence, and it hasn't returned. Poor balance is one of the strongest predictors of fall risk, and falls are one of the leading causes of injury and death in older adults. One misstep can result in a broken wrist, a fractured vertebra, but most devastatingly, a broken hip. Hip fractures in older adults are alarmingly dangerous. Studies show that up to 30% of people over 70 who suffer a hip fracture will die within a year, not directly from the injury itself, but from the cascade of complications that follow. Surgery, immobility, infections, blood clots, depression, muscle atrophy, and loss of independence. Even for those who survive, the road back is difficult. Many never regain the level of mobility they had before. Some go from living independently to needing full-time care. And nearly all report a dramatic decline in their confidence and outlook on life. All of that because of one fall, one slip, 1 second of imbalance. The worst part? Most of these falls are preventable. The good news is that balance, like strength, can be improved. And it doesn't require hours in a gym. You can start today, right now even, by standing near a wall or counter and lifting 1 foot for 10 seconds. Can you hold it? If not, don't worry. Try again tomorrow. Practice heel-to-toe walking in a hallway. Do light Tai Chi or gentle yoga. Even something as simple as walking on uneven ground, like grass or sand, can help train your stabilizer muscles. Focus on strengthening your legs and core. Keep your vision sharp, and make sure your home is fall-proof. Remove throw rugs, install grab bars, and keep walkways clear. A little awareness goes a long way, because your balance is your stability, not just physically, but emotionally. It's your foundation for confidence. And as you age, confidence becomes one of the most important things you can carry. The ability to stand steady today could very well be what keeps you standing, healthy, independent, and strong for years to come. Sign 4. Your sleep quality. Sleep is not just rest, it's regeneration. It's when your body repairs cells, balances hormones, strengthens your immune system, and clears toxins from your brain. As you age, the quality of your sleep becomes one of the most accurate indicators of how well you're functioning and how long you may live. Let's take 2 men, Henry and Bill, both in their mid-70s. Henry has a consistent bedtime routine. Around 9:30 each night, he shuts off the television, dims the lights, and reads a few pages from his favorite book. He's usually asleep by 10. He sleeps around 7 hours, rarely wakes up in the middle of the night, and gets out of bed feeling refreshed and steady. Bill, on the other hand, has had trouble sleeping for years. He stays up watching the news until late. He often falls asleep in the recliner, then wakes up at 2 or 3 in the morning, disoriented. Sometimes he can't fall back asleep at all. Other nights, he sleeps in short fragments, interrupted, light, and unsatisfying. He wakes up groggy, his thoughts cloudy, and his body aching. The difference in their days is dramatic. Henry is alert and focused. He moves easily, remembers details, and has the energy to enjoy walks and conversations. Bill struggles with brain fog. His patience is thinner. He forgets names more often. He feels more anxious and reactive. And worse, his blood pressure has been creeping up. His immune system seems weaker, and his doctor is now watching for early signs of cognitive decline. This isn't just anecdotal. Science backs it up. Poor sleep in older adults has been strongly linked to higher risks of heart disease, stroke, diabetes, depression, and dementia, especially Alzheimer's. During deep sleep, the brain undergoes a cleansing process, flushing out beta amyloid and other toxins that accumulate during the day. When you don't get enough deep sleep, those toxins linger, and over time, they can contribute to cognitive decline. Sleep also affects balance, coordination, and reaction time. Seniors who sleep poorly are more likely to fall, more likely to feel unsteady, and more likely to suffer serious injuries. Many people think poor sleep is just part of getting old. It's not. It's a warning sign. And more importantly, it's something you can improve. Start by creating a consistent sleep schedule. Go to bed and wake up at the same time each day, even on weekends. Turn off bright screens at least an hour before bed. Dim the lights in your home in the evening to help signal to your body that it's time to wind down. Avoid caffeine after lunch. Try to get some natural sunlight during the day. It helps reset your internal clock. And pay attention to your environment. Is your bedroom cool, quiet, and dark? Do you have a supportive mattress and a pillow that fits how you sleep? Also, be aware of underlying health conditions that disrupt sleep, such as sleep apnea, restless leg syndrome, or chronic pain. Many people don't realize they stop breathing dozens of times a night. If you snore heavily or wake up gasping, get tested. Treatment can dramatically improve both your sleep and your long-term health. Sleep isn't a luxury. It's a biological necessity. It's the foundation of your brain function, your mood, your movement, and your immune system. And it plays a central role in how long you'll live and how well you'll feel while you're living. So tonight, don't brush off another bad night of sleep. Don't shrug it off with, "That's just aging." That's your body speaking. Listen to it. Tell us in the comments what you do to help yourself get a better rest at night. Because quality sleep tonight could add quality years to your life tomorrow. The fifth sign is your appetite. At first, it may not seem like a big deal. Skipping a meal here, forgetting to eat there, or just not feeling as hungry as you used to. But after 70, changes in your appetite can carry deeper meaning. In fact, your eating habits are one of the most telling signs of your overall health and longevity. Your appetite is closely tied to how well your body is functioning, from your digestive system to your immune system to your mental health. A healthy appetite suggests your body is still metabolizing efficiently, absorbing nutrients, and fueling your muscles and brain. But when your appetite fades, it's often a red flag, a sign that something may be off. Let's look at Margaret and Susan, both 74. Margaret still enjoys her meals. She cooks with fresh ingredients, tries new recipes, and looks forward to sharing meals with friends and family. She eats regularly and maintains a steady weight. Her energy is strong, and she walks daily with a light bounce in her step. Susan, however, has been experiencing something different. She's not hungry in the morning, skips lunch more often than not, and by dinner she just snacks on toast or crackers. She's lost over 10 pounds in the past year without trying, and her clothes fit looser. She chalks it up to just getting older, but beneath the surface, her body is struggling. Her muscles are thinning, her immune system is weakening, and she feels tired, more often than she wants to admit. Loss of appetite in older adults isn't just about food preferences. It's a symptom that can stem from multiple causes. It may be related to changes in taste and smell, which naturally decline with age. Food may no longer taste the same. Portions may feel overwhelming. Chewing may become difficult due to dental issues or ill-fitting dentures. But it can also be a warning sign of more serious problems. Depression, medication side effects, digestive issues, or even early cognitive decline. And when you eat less, your body doesn't get the fuel it needs to maintain muscle, fight infections, or keep your mind sharp. One of the most dangerous outcomes of reduced appetite is unintentional weight loss, especially the loss of lean muscle mass, known as sarcopenia. When muscle declines, so does strength, balance, and endurance. You become more vulnerable to falls, injuries, fatigue, and even hospitalization. What starts as a small drop in appetite can trigger a domino effect that accelerates aging. But here's the good news. Appetite can be rebuilt. Start with routine. Try eating at the same time each day to train your body back into rhythm. To keep meals light but nutrient-dense. Think small portions packed with protein, healthy fats, and fiber. Add herbs and spices to enhance flavor. If solid foods feel unappealing, Try nourishing smoothies or soups. And stay hydrated. Dehydration can suppress hunger. Eat with others when possible. Human connection stimulates appetite. Even a weekly lunch with a neighbor or friend can reignite interest in meals. Avoid skipping breakfast. Sometimes just starting the day with a little fruit and protein can prime your system for better intake later. And if you've noticed a significant change in how much or how often you eat, especially if you've lost weight without meaning to, talk to your doctor. It may be a symptom of something more serious, and early intervention makes all the difference. Your appetite is more than just a hunger cue. It's your body's way of saying, I'm still active. I still want to engage with life. And when you respond with nourishment, real, satisfying food, you're not just feeding your stomach. You're feeding your strength, your clarity, and your longevity. So ask yourself, are you still enjoying your meals? Are you eating to live, or just letting yourself drift through the day? Because how and what you eat after 70 can shape how strong, steady, and vibrant you'll remain in the years ahead. Let us know foods or meals you favor most at your age, and be sure to like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss our next video. Sign 7. Your social life. Loneliness isn't just an emotional state. It's a biological stressor. Study after study has confirmed that social connection is one of the most important predictors of how long and how well you live after 70. In fact, loneliness has been shown to be as dangerous to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. We are wired for connection. Our brains, our hormones, our immune systems, they all function better when we feel seen, heard, and supported. And the absence of that connection doesn't just make us feel sad. It accelerates aging. Let's look at two women, Eleanor and Barbara, both 78. Eleanor lives a full life. She checks in on her neighbors, hosts a book club once a month, and volunteers twice a week at a local community garden. She meets her granddaughter for coffee every Sunday and keeps a rotating schedule of phone calls with childhood friends scattered across the country. Even during tough times, Eleanor feels grounded because she feels connected. Barbara, on the other hand, spends most days alone. Her children live in other states, and though they call occasionally, the house is mostly silent. Many of her old friends have passed or drifted away. She rarely goes out unless it's absolutely necessary. She watches television for company and avoids picking up the phone because she doesn't want to bother anyone. On the surface, Barbara might appear to be managing just fine. But beneath the routine, isolation is taking a toll. Her mood is lower. Her memory has become patchy. Her sleep is more fragmented. And her motivation to engage with the world continues to shrink. Social disconnection doesn't just affect mental health. It changes the body. It increases cortisol, the stress hormone. It raises blood pressure. It weakens immune function and heightens inflammation. And it increases the risk of depression, heart disease, stroke, and cognitive decline. But here's the hope. Connection comes in many forms, and it's never too late to strengthen it. Yes, friends and family are ideal. A shared meal, a long conversation, or a short walk with someone who listens and cares can be powerful medicine. But social support doesn't have to mean a crowd. Even one or two meaningful relationships can make a huge difference. And for many older adults, that lifeline comes on 4 legs. Pets, especially dogs and cats, can have a profound effect on emotional and physical well-being. They offer companionship, routine, affection, and purpose. Studies show that pet owners, particularly those over 65, are less likely to suffer from depression, more likely to maintain activity levels, and even tend to visit doctors less frequently. Think of Harold, 81, who adopted a senior rescue dog named Molly. Before Molly, he rarely left the house. Now, rain or shine, he takes 2 short walks a day. He talks to neighbors he never used to notice. His blood pressure has improved, and so has his mood. Molly gives him someone to care for, and someone who gives love back unconditionally. Pets reduce stress, ease loneliness, and keep you engaged in the rhythm of daily life. They don't just fill a home with noise or warmth. They fill the space inside your heart that craves connection. If you can't care for a pet full-time, consider visiting a shelter, volunteering with animal rescues, or pet sitting for a friend. The interaction alone can lift your spirits. If you found yourself withdrawing, spending more time alone than you'd like, or avoiding phone calls or invitations, take a step toward reconnection. Reach out to an old friend. Join a walking group or a local class. Find a community center that offers programs for seniors. Or simply start a conversation with someone you see regularly, like your mail carrier or the cashier at your local store. You don't need a large social circle. You need real, regular moments of connection. That's what keeps your brain engaged, your emotions steady, and your body resilient. Because the relationships you nurture, whether human or furry, don't just add happiness to your life. They add years. Sign 8, your hearing. This one catches people off guard. But studies show that untreated hearing loss in older adults is strongly linked to cognitive decline, depression, and even dementia. Imagine Paul, 72, who avoids group gatherings because he can't follow conversations. He's stopped going to church and skips family dinners. Over time, his world has grown smaller, and so has his confidence. Now compare him to Dan, also 72, who got hearing aids when he first noticed changes. He still enjoys parties, hears his grandkids clearly, and keeps his social life intact. Hearing loss affects how your brain processes sound, and that mental strain takes a toll. If you're asking, what? More often, get tested. The sooner you act, the more you protect your brain and your connections to the world. Sign 9, your recovery time. One of the most overlooked but telling signs of how well you're aging is how quickly you bounce back. It might be from a cold, a minor injury, a stressful week, or even a long day out of your routine. When you're younger, recovery happens naturally, often without you even noticing. But after 70, that recovery period starts to stretch. And how fast, or how slowly, you bounce back becomes a direct reflection of your body's resilience. Take 2 neighbors, Helen and Judy, both in their mid-70s. Last winter, they both caught the same seasonal virus. Helen was down for a few days, tired, achy, and resting in bed. But within a week, she was up again, back to walking her dog and tending her garden. Judy, however, never fully got back to her baseline. The cough lingered. Her appetite faded. She was too tired to leave the house for almost a month. Even now, months later, she feels weaker and more cautious. That difference isn't luck. It's biology. Your recovery time tells you how well your body is handling stress, how efficient your immune system is, and how much reserve energy you still have. It's like your personal battery life. If you get knocked down and stay down longer, it means your system is running on lower reserves. Slow recovery can also point to deeper issues: chronic inflammation, nutrient deficiencies, poor circulation, or hormonal imbalance. And over time, a pattern of slow recovery can lead to muscle wasting, social withdrawal, and increased risk of falls, infections, or hospitalization. But here's the truth: recovery time is not fixed. You can improve it. You can train your body to respond better to stress and bounce back faster. Here's how. Focus on nutrition. Your body needs building blocks to heal, especially after illness or exertion. Make sure you're getting enough protein, healthy fats, and essential micronutrients like vitamin D, B12, magnesium, and zinc. Protein is particularly important. It fuels muscle repair and immune function. Aim for 20 to 30 grams per meal, if possible. Stay hydrated. Even mild dehydration can slow healing and sap your energy. Sip water throughout the day, and eat water-rich foods like cucumbers, melons, soups, or broths, especially if you're recovering from illness. Move every day. It may seem counterintuitive, but gentle movement speeds up recovery. Daily walks, stretching, or light strength exercises promote blood flow, reduce stiffness, and keep your metabolism engaged. Immobility, on the other hand, invites decline. Prioritize sleep. Your body does most of its healing while you sleep. Make sure you're giving yourself a consistent 7 to 8 hours each night, and address any sleep issues like snoring, nighttime waking, or restless legs that may be affecting the quality of your rest. Strengthen your immune system. Use immune-boosting habits daily. Eat more colorful vegetables, avoid excessive sugar and alcohol, manage stress through mindfulness or prayer, and consider supplementing with probiotics or vitamin C, if advised by your doctor. Don't ignore small issues. A lingering cough, a sore muscle, or unusual fatigue might seem like nothing. But in your 70s and beyond, early treatment can prevent a downward spiral. Always follow up on anything that doesn't resolve in a reasonable amount of time. Schedule regular health checkups. Undiagnosed conditions like thyroid disorders, low iron, or diabetes can all contribute to delayed recovery. Annual labs and wellness visits give you a chance to catch and correct issues before they grow. Here's what it all comes down to. Recovery is a measure of vitality. And the faster you recover, the more you preserve your independence, your mobility, and your confidence. So the next time you get knocked off balance, whether physically, emotionally, or mentally, pay attention to how long it takes you to feel like yourself again. That's your body giving you important feedback. And if your recovery time isn't what it used to be, don't just accept it. Use it as motivation to rebuild your strength, step by step, meal by meal, day by day. Because resilience isn't something you're born with. It's something you can rebuild at any age. Sign 10, your sense of purpose. Finally, let's talk about something that can't be measured in a lab, but has been proven again and again to extend life: having a reason to get up in the morning. A sense of purpose isn't just a philosophical idea. It's a biological force. Research shows that older adults who have a strong purpose live longer, recover faster, and are less likely to develop Alzheimer's disease or chronic illnesses. Maria, 79, paints every morning. Her studio is small, but it's filled with light. She volunteers once a week, teaches watercolor to local kids, and always has something she's looking forward to. Her days are filled with activity, not just for distraction, but with intention. Clara, her longtime friend, has drifted. After retiring, she let go of her hobbies. Her children are grown, and her days feel repetitive. She spends more and more time in front of the television, telling herself she's just taking it easy. But her spark has faded. She sleeps longer, talks less, and often feels invisible. Purpose doesn't have to be profound. It can be as simple as maintaining a garden, mentoring someone younger, learning a new skill, writing down your memories, or being the person who calls others just to check in. When you have something to look forward to, your brain stays active, your body responds with energy, and your spirit remains engaged. You become more than a body going through motions. You become a person still in motion, with something left to contribute. No matter your age, no matter your past, your purpose can evolve. You just have to ask yourself what matters to you, and start there. Now that you've seen these 10 signs, take a quiet moment to reflect. What's your walking pace like these days? How firm is your handshake? How many hours did you sleep last night? And how did you feel when you woke up? These aren't just observations. They're windows into your health. They're opportunities to listen to your body and take meaningful action. The truth is, aging isn't something that suddenly happens at 70 or 80. It's been happening all along, just like living. And the quality of the years ahead isn't based on fate. It's based on habits, on awareness, and on a willingness to keep evolving. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. Start small. Add one 10-minute walk each day. Reconnect with an old friend. Pick up a journal. Say yes to the invitation you almost turned down. Eat one more vegetable. Laugh a little more often. Because the goal isn't just to stretch out the years. It's to fill them with strength, with joy, with connection, with purpose. If you found this video helpful, leave a comment and share one thing you're going to focus on this week. We read every message, and your experience may inspire someone else. If you haven't already, be sure to hit subscribe. Join our community. Together, we'll keep growing, learning, and improving ourselves, no matter our age. We'll see you in the next video.